Hey guys, and this is a complete guide on the one-man business model that I use to make over 200K in the last 4 months. And I've personally also helped 100 regular people with no ad experience, no sales experience, and people with failing agencies build simple one-man businesses and are currently making over 10, 20, even some 40K months without managing a big team or needing crazy systems and automations. And the craziest part is most of these people have came from the exact same place that you're probably in right now. They've failed 10 different business ideas, or they've been burnt out doing social media marketing agencies or whatever it is. Whether you're stuck in the endless cycle of signing clients and losing clients, starting back at zero every single month, you probably put all your effort into finding new clients every month that you can't even actually sustain or deliver for them. And so you're losing them as fast as you're signing them. And half of these people that I personally help myself are regular 9-to-5 workers who had no online business experience. Like, for example, Deb, who is a 50-year-old mum in rural Australia who was working a normal corporate sales job, and she's now consistently making over 10, 15K per month running her business on her own, and will soon hopefully be leaving her corporate job. This simple one-man business model is called pay per lead, and I'll break down exactly what it is in a minute. It's the simplest one-man business you can run at scale because you don't need a sales team, you don't need a media buyer, and you don't need an assistant in order to fulfill for your clients. It's just you and the system generating leads. I say this because we've seen all different types of people succeed with this model. We've seen complete beginners like Deb, like I said, now making over 15K a month. We've seen former SMMA owners like Krish, who just hit his second 23K month. We've seen appointment setters like Joe, sales reps, and people still regularly in 9-to-5 jobs who are still working their regular job. For example, with Deb, she was a 50-year-old mum from rural Australia, still working her 9-to-5 while running her pay-per-lead business. She hated her job, she felt exhausted, she was doing sales for a company and wasn't getting treated properly or rewarded for the value she was actually bringing. And within just a few weeks of joining us and actually getting it started with pay per lead, she started hitting 10 to 15K months like it was nothing. And we've had other guys come from the regular traditional retainer model as well and found success very, very quick. Like Krish and Harry, some of them were decent at social media marketing, but they definitely hit a ceiling. Either too many clients, way too much fulfillment, too many moving parts, but then they switched to the real model, which is the pay per lead model. And suddenly things became a lot simpler. They became cleaner and they became a lot more scalable. And the reason is because the business model removes so many of the problems that kill normal agencies, like client churn, endless meetings, account management, stress, constant fulfillment, pressure, relying on massive teams, so on. Instead, you're building something that behaves much more like an actual scalable system. So by the end of this video, you will fully understand what pay per lead is, how pay per lead actually works, and why it scales faster than traditional social media marketing agencies, how people are getting results with it without massive teams or prior experience, and how you can actually get clients, how the fulfillment actually will work, and how the economic works for the actual model itself. I'm going to break down exactly how we make 60, 70K a month consistently and how hundreds of our students are winning as well. And I'll also explain why and how it's so much easier to scale than a regular normal agency, probably as simple that your grandmother could probably run it herself. All right, so let's break down exactly how this works. So first step is choosing the right niche. Now this is where most beginners start to overcomplicate things because you do not need to reinvent the wheel. The goal is just to find the businesses that actually already need leads. They already close customers at high ticket prices and they already understand customer acquisition and can also afford to pay for these good qualified leads. Think about niches like epoxy flooring, solar, dental, legal, different high ticket home services. The business where the jobs can be worth 4 to 10K plus, because if one customer is worth $10,000 to them, paying $200, $250 per lead becomes a no-brainer. Now, if you're wondering, what if I don't know how to find the right niche? That's all right. You don't need to become some expert. You just need to understand what the customer wants, what the business wants, and what qualifies as a good lead. That's it. And this is exactly why beginners like Deb, I'm saying, are able to succeed, because you're not trying to become the best marketer in the world. You're building a simple lead generation system. So simply sit down, open up your browser on your phone or desktop and do a quick research on Google just like this. And there you go, simple as that. Now that you're on Google, search up high ticket home service niches. Bang, you've got a list of 10 that you can probably use right now. Cool, now that you understand how to choose a niche, we need to talk about the part that actually matters. And that next step is super important because if you mess this up, the business owner won't trust the leads in the first place. So let's talk about step 2, which is qualification. This is one of the biggest differences between random low quality lead generation and actual scalable pay per lead business. The quality of the lead matters. Businesses don't just want random people filling out forms, they want qualified buyers looking for their service. So what we teach is building a qualification process. We build our own custom custom lead qualification process for our own agency and even build it out for our students as well. It's a simple 2-step process where the lead opts in, then gets redirected to another page where they fill out more detailed form about their current situation, what their problems are, and what solution that they can actually form. This then qualifies each and every single lead and makes sure that everyone that fills out the form entirely has a real problem and they are willing to pay for the right solution. So this is our lead filtering system, and it asks the right questions, filters bad leads out, make sure the leads actually want the service, and make sure they fit the business. And this is important because the better your lead quality is, the easier retention becomes. And even better, we have what we call a round robin lead distribution system that we also built for our students who actually just use this every single day. When a new lead comes in which it has been qualified, the first qualified lead gets sent to the first business. Then the next one that comes in gets sent to the second business. So if you have 3 to 4 clients and they're in the round robin system, it takes those leads and gives a fair share to each of your clients equally. And now it depends on the business how fast they can actually call up these leads. The faster they can call these leads, the more likely they are actually to close them, which also means you don't have to manually stay inside the business and look at the systems and send out leads manually. It's all through the round robin lead distribution system. It takes complete care of it. This gives us more time to either focus on optimizing our ads to get more leads or focus on getting more businesses to buy more leads, because the delivery system is almost entirely automated. And so if you were wondering, wait, how do I get these leads in the first place? Well, it's very simple. You'll set up your own business name, your own ad account, and start running ads on that account. Now you own the lead generation business and that ad account. So the leads you generate are actually yours. You can sell to your clients who are businesses who are looking for leads for $100, $150 plus per lead. And then now you might be asking, okay, so I understand, but I don't know how to run ads, Caleb. Firstly, you don't need to be some crazy ads expert or media buyer. Ads are ridiculously easy to run, and you could probably do it. You don't need prior experience. It's very easy to learn, and we actually sit down and build out ads for our students, and we actually even run their ads for them to sign their first client. So if you're stressing about ads, rest well knowing that if a 50-year-old mum with 0 online experience can do it, I'm sure you could probably figure it out as well. And so now that you understand the importance of lead qualification and how to put that in place, the next step is what actually creates scalability, because this next part is why pay per lead becomes way simpler than a regular traditional agency. Let's talk about owning the system rather than just being a piece of it. This is where everything kind of changes. So in a regular traditional agency, you're constantly working inside client accounts, different ad accounts, different systems, different logins, different expectations. That becomes a nightmare as you scale, and you're more like a slave and an employee trying to please 10 different bosses so they don't leave. But with pay per lead, you actually own the lead generation system and the entire infrastructure. You run the ads, you control the process, you control the qualification, and you control the lead distribution too. And the businesses, they simply buy leads from your system. And that's why this model scales so much cleaner, because you're not rebuilding everything for every single client. You're building one core system that continuously can generate leads and then selling them off at a fixed price per lead. And I know you're probably thinking, all these process and qualification and distribution, I don't know how to set these crazy automations up. Don't worry, some of these things you can literally search them up on YouTube and get a tutorial on how to set them up as quick as 5 minutes. Or you can go to places like upwork.com where you can hire someone to build it out for you once, and you can own the system forever, which will cost you maybe a little bit of money, but the return on that investment is 100 times better. But for us, we build these systems out for our students so they don't have to start from scratch. All right, now that you understand how to get the leads and deliver to your clients, and why owning the systems that generate those leads gives you leverage, we now need businesses that will be buying the leads. So let's move into step 4, client acquisition. If you've been wondering, do I need to generate a bunch of leads before I can sell them to the businesses? There's 2 answers, no and not really. Let me explain. You don't have to spend thousands of dollars generating leads every single month and hope a business buys it. All you have to do is just generate enough leads at $500 to $700 and you'll offer to a dream client as a sample. Not for free, you will charge them your best price. You say, hey, I've got these qualified leads. If you like them, let's work together. It's a very straightforward and simple conversation. Businesses are looking for customers they will never say no. However, for our students, we actually run their ads for them until they sign their client. So they'll only be talking to inbound businesses who are actually interested in their leads. That allows them to get their first clients a lot quicker and start generating revenue immediately. For example, this is how Harry started selling 50 trial lead packs straight away. Trial lead packs remove the biggest obstacle beginners face, getting a business owner to trust them before they've actually produced any results. That changes the entire sales conversation. Instead of saying, hey, pay me $10,000 for leads, they have to trial of, hey, do you want a trial of 20, 30 qualified leads? It's just a way easier way for businesses to actually understand and come on board. And this is why even people with limited sales experience are able to close deals. For example, as I keep saying, Harry, making $3,000 in a single day, because the offer itself makes logical sense. So you don't need to be a sales expert or even be good at closing deals on the phone. Now, the easiest way to start is with trial lead packs, meaning lower risk, easier entry point, but the business owner gets proof quickly that your system works. Once businesses see quality leads coming in, retention becomes way easier, meaning they will stay with you a lot longer and keep paying you because it makes sense. If they're making money, why wouldn't they? So if you think you're bad at sales, this should give you all the confidence you need, because the simplicity of the offer does a lot of the heavy lifting for you. Businesses already want leads. You're not convincing them that they need customers. You're simply offering a better way to get them, and that's the entire reason why Santiago, a full-time uni student, was able to hit his first 7K in his first month. He didn't have time to learn sales or set up ad accounts or worry about systems and infrastructure. We took care of all of that for him. All he had to do was start. Sweet. Now, once businesses start buying leads, we move into the real magic of the model, profitability and scalability. And this next step is why the reason people stay in this business long term. This is the part where people finally understand why pay-per-lead itself is so powerful. Let's use simple numbers. A business buys 20 leads at, let's say, $100 each. Maybe they pay you $2,000 up front, and it costs you $400 to generate those 20 leads. You're keeping anywhere between $1,400 and $1,600 in pure profit. You don't have a sales team to pay. You don't have media buyers to pay. This is a complete one-man business. Just you, the systems you already own. And if you're wondering what business pays $100 plus per lead, 100% they're willing to pay your highest price, because you're selling the outcome, not some guarantee. 10 to 70% of a business's budget and effort goes into acquiring customers, and you're bringing them to their actual doorstep. What business is going to say no to that? They're happy to pay you $100 plus per lead, because if they close just one of those leads, that becomes $5,000 to $10,000 deal for them, and they make everything back 10 times fold. For example, this is Chris selling 25 refinance leads at $125 each. Now imagine multiple businesses buying those leads consistently from him. It's just because, like, unlike the traditional agency model, you're not trying to fulfill 5, 10 different businesses and running their ads and setting up their systems individually. You're not adding endless meetings. You're not building giant teams. You're not constantly managing client emotions. You're building systems that you own these systems. And that's why people who come from the old retainer world suddenly feel like this business finally makes sense. Another huge thing here is churn. Traditional agencies constantly lose clients because they often make massive guarantees to sell these businesses, and when they don't fulfill them, they lose these clients pretty easy. And every time you lose one, you're stressed trying to replace the lost revenue. But when businesses are consistently getting quality leads, they usually keep buying, because there's nothing stopping them from making more money, because the relationship becomes outcome based. And this is why some of our students who have struggled badly in the normal social media marketing agency suddenly realize that there's definitely momentum to be had here. For example, Harry, Krish, and Debbie, now that you understand the math behind it and how it's easier to scale, the final step is what ties all of this together, because understanding the model is one thing, but actually executing consistently, that's where most people fail. So let's talk about the final step. Honestly, one of the biggest reasons people fail is because they constantly switch models. They try drop shipping, crypto, random AI trends or agencies, appointment setting, trading, whatever's trending that month. And they never stay consistent long enough to actually build leverage. What I like about pay-per-lead is it logically makes sense. Businesses, they need more leads, and you're providing those leads. That's it. And because the model is simpler operationally compared to traditional agencies, it becomes much easier to stay consistent. You don't wake up every day dealing with chaos. You focus on generating leads, improving lead quality, improving systems, getting more buyers. And that's exactly why this model gives people actual confidence, because they finally feel, okay, this is actually makes sense long term. And once people understand that, that's usually when things start to click and make more sense. And so there you go. Now you know exactly how this business model works. And just by going through this video, you are 10% ahead of everyone else that is still stuck in the rat race. So before we wrap up, there's a few things you need to understand. No, you do not need experience in online business to start. A lot of our successful successful students were not experts, like Deb, Krish, Santiago, Joe. All these guys did not have any online business experience before. And no, you do not need a massive team. You don't need to have experience in advanced systems or automations, anything. What you do need is consistency, willingness to learn, understanding the model properly and taking action. And honestly, if you're someone who's already tried online business before, you're probably way closer than you think. A lot of people simply had the wrong vehicle, and that's simply it. Now look, if you've watched this entire video and you're sitting there thinking, this makes way more sense than a normal agency model would, then honestly, the best next step for you to learn the model properly is from people who are actually doing it. Because the truth is, you can absolutely figure this stuff out alone, but you'll probably waste months making mistakes, money testing random things, and time trying to piece everything yourself together. And that's exactly why me and Ethan built the Pay Per Lead playbook. Inside the program, we walk you through how to choose niches, how to structure lead packs, how to qualify leads, how to get businesses buying, and how to fulfill leads properly, how to scale properly, how to avoid the mistakes most beginners will probably make. You'll also see real student results from people who came from SMMA like Krish, who were struggling with client churn in their old retainer model and now make 23K a month with pay per lead. And even people who will work normal jobs with zero online experience, like Harry, who worked at a supermarket who is now making over 50K per month selling solar leads. We build out the systems and infrastructure for you, from lead qualification to installing our round robin lead distribution system for you. And the best part is we run our ads for you as well that make sure that you get your first client guaranteed. And that's the reason why our success rate is so high. 98% of our students are getting success within the first month of working with us. We build their systems, we run their ads for them, so that way they don't have to start from scratch. They're already taking it from people who are doing it right. So if that sounds something like you want help with, click the link below, book a call with the team, and we'll see if Pay Per Lead is actually the right fit for you. I appreciate you guys watching, and I will see you in the next one. And our goal is simple: help you build a real scalable online business that actually makes sense long term. Thanks guys.